Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful, blessed people of God. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. Let's get Instagram started. All right. Instagram is up and running. YouTube is up and running. Facebook is up and running. And I say good morning to each and every one of you. I'm so wrinkled this morning. Jesus of Nazareth. That's probably because I don't fold my clothes as soon as they come out of the dryer. Yeah, so forgive me. Looking all disheveled, like I just rolled out of the bed when literally I just did. Be grateful that I put my lip gloss on. Got to keep that popping, right? Oh, that's what's missing, my earrings. I forgot to grab my earrings. It's all right. It's Friday. I say peace and blessings to you all. It seems like it's going to be a hot day. I didn't know it was going to be a hot day today, but it feels like it is because it is kind of warm in my space today. But we should have a nice day. Yeah, it's 78 degrees right now, and it's going up to 87. So that's not bad. I do believe, was there rain? I think there's going to be a mild chance of rain a little bit later on in the evening, but for the most part, I think it's going to be okay. But yes, I am here. What is this stuff? I hate when you get like these miscellaneous text messages from people. It's like, who are you and why are you on my phone? So, yes, I say good morning to you. Happy Friday. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm draggy. But again, I am literally just waking up, like with minutes to spare. My alarm clock goes off, but that's my signal to pray. It's not necessarily my signal to get up. It's like, girl, pray and then get up. And so sometimes the prayer takes a little bit long. And if I have to be honest, that's where my mind is actually at. This hair is herring this morning. My mind is actually on what it was that I was dreaming about and what it was that I was praying about. And so that's where I'm at on today. But I did want to stop in. I did want to be obedient. I did want to say good morning. I did want to offer peace and blessings. And I pray that your day, if it has not started well, I pray that there will be a shift. I pray that it will indeed start to go well for your benefit, right? Good morning, Arne. Is that Arne Hill? Good morning to you on Instagram. I do not want to make it seem as though I am rambling, but yeah, I'm just trying to see where God wants me to go this morning because I do have so much on my mind. And usually, if I have time in the morning, I can kind of sort it out and then um, I can clearly hear what the Holy Spirit is saying and where for me to go. And then I start telling you stories, and then it all makes sense. And you're like, oh, that's why she was carrying on. But today, I just feel stumped because I haven't had um, a chance to process it all. Haven't had a chance to process it all. Do you all dream? Do you dream? That's the question of the day. Do you dream? Do you dream? That's the question. Do you dream at night? Not everybody does, or not everybody remembers that they dreamed at night. Um, do you dream during the day? I have to say that I am a dreamer. And not only do I dream at night, I dream during the day. I dream in the morning. I dream in the afternoon. I dream at all waking points of of the day. I am indeed a dreamer. And so um again, we were saying this week, we were talking about like there's no coincidence, right? And that is how God uh kind of puts the pieces of the story a little bit together for us, where we are calling out, we're praying, we want to know the answers, we want to know the decisions, we want to know what we should do and how we should do it and where we should go and where we shouldn't go. um so there's a lot of questions that we have, but do you allow yourself to dream? And for me, what I'm getting this morning is it is time to analyze your dreams. So not just the dreams at night, but the dreams during the day. Like what steers your heart and your mind during the day? And good morning, Carol. Happy Friday to you, sis. The Lord had me put up. Let me tell you guys what I had wrote, because sometimes I don't really even be remembering. But it's better for me to go back and look it up. Let me see, what did I post? It wasn't that long ago. Where is it? Okay, so the Lord had me put up. Sometimes the very thing you want to quit is the very thing that keeps you going. Being a dreamer is not always, all fun and games, right? It takes a certain amount of courage to envision what it is that you want in life, right? I remember there was a time where I was working with a coach, and the coach wanted us to be very, very meticulous about mapping out who our avatar is. And for those of you not in the business space, the avatar is likened to your ideal customer. And like, what do they look like? What do they do for a living? How much do they like? Really getting to know your person. And sure, it's all fun and games to just pick someone, right? And make them your avatar. But once you get to that deeper level of understanding of who you're actually talking to, and you're not just kind of throwing things up against the wall and hoping and praying something sticks, once you realize who your people are, to me, that takes more courage than just talking to everybody, right? It takes more courage to hone in, to zoom in, to specifically say, this is who I'm talking to. Stretching that out, wrapping it on life. It takes that type of courage to say, this is what I want. And I know God's will be done. God's will be done. What God has for me, it is for me. But what do you want? Because the word of God does say that he will supply all of our needs, right? We will get the desires of our heart. Like, there's so many scriptures that you can pull to back this thing up. But it takes us, and the word courage just won't leave me. It takes a certain amount of courage to be able to dream, to be able to visualize, to be able to specify exactly what it is that you want. Yes, believers, I know you want what God wants. I know. But can you be bold enough, not disobedient, but bold enough to write the vision? And for me, that is the dream. So when the dreams occur during the night, I don't have much control over those. I mean, sometimes depending on what I've watched on TV, and to God be the glory, Law and Order SUV has not crept into my dreams. Because there was a season, what was I watching? House. I had to stop watching House because all of the weird complexities of House was like jumping into my dreams. And the Lord was like, "Are you done with this?" I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm done with this." Because I don't want anything tainting, altering what it is that the Lord is showing me. So sometimes your dreams at night can be dictated by what's going on, um, what's going on in your heart, in your mind, like during your day-to-day stuff, like what you're encountering, right? So you might have a dream about at being at work because you were at work and this happened and that happened. Like you might have those types of dreams. However however, you want to be able, to have clear dreams. So if you find that your dreams are being tainted by what's going on during the day, what you're listening to, what you're watching, who you're around, then you might want to change stations. You might want to change your environment. You might want to do something that clears your mind before you go off to sleep, right? Like things of that nature. So, for the most part, when we dream at night, we don't have much control over what it is that is going on. But if you are able to dream in your waking hours, like you're sitting there waiting for the bus, right? And you don't have your phone out, you're not scrolling through social media, you are just in your mind. And I don't know about you all, but I am so very comfortable with sitting in my mind. That is one of the reasons why I love taking road trips by myself, because it gives me endless amount of hours to be by myself. And I can thoroughly keep myself entertained for hours. I can. But it takes a lot of courage to be bold enough to say, this is what I desire. This is what I like. It's like somebody coming up to you, and this is another thing they used to say in the business world. They were like, oh, say one day a millionaire comes over to you and says, I have $1 million. I want to invest in your business. Tell me where you want to spend it. And if now you're sitting here stumbling around and like, okay, well, let me do some research, let me figure this thing out, that's too late, because it is the timing of it all. And if the time comes where you have to make a split decision, which I still believe is occurring, right? The Lord spoke that to me months ago. Like, you're going to have to decide, you're going to have to choose in a split decision. We're not going to have time to figure this thing out. We're not going to have time to go research, do testing and all sorts of things. We have to be ready to decide. And so what they tell you, and I remember Dr. V, one of my business besties, Dr. V, she had an activity once upon a time where she had us write down how we would spend X amount of money. So, for an example, somebody gives you $25,000 right here, right now. You got to spend it. I don't know if you all remember, there was a Richard Pryor movie, Brewster's Millions. And in order for him to receive this large sum of money, he had to spend money. And he had to spend it in the way in which it was stipulated. And I forget what the stipulations was, but he had to spend the money. So in order to get the larger sum of money, he had to spend the smaller amounts. And so in this activity that we were doing, it was like, say for instance, $25,000. How would you spend it? Now, if you can't, write out how you would spend $25,000, and what if the stipulation is you can't pay bills? You can't pay bills. See, most people be like, oh, I would put it on my bills. I pay my house down. I would do this. I would do that. No, stipulations is can't pay no bills. What would you do with the $25,000? Some people might say, I would sow it. I would give it to the homeless. I would do a greater good with it. Okay, maybe that's the intention of it. What if the intention of the money is to grow it? So you can't give it away, right? You can't give it to your favorite charity. You can't just give it away. You can't pay it towards your bills. You got to put it towards something that's going to grow it. Would you even know where to put it? Would you know where to put it? Most people don't think about it because they don't have it. They're like, I ain't got an extra $25,000 just floating in my bank account. Okay. Well, maybe you don't have it because you don't have the plan. Maybe you don't have it because you don't have the vision. You didn't write it down. Maybe that's why you haven't ran into a millionaire who wants to bless, sow, invest. Maybe that's why. Will you be bold enough to dream while you're awake? To be able to dictate it, to be able to spell it out and say, if I had $25,000, I would do this, this, this. 10 would go over here, 10 would go over there, 5 would go over here. Could you map that out? And then in the activity that we did, the increments went up. So the first step was, and I'm just speculating on what it was because I don't really remember what the amount was. But the first would say be $25,000. The second then would be $50,000. The third would then be $100,000. Could you spend it? And one thing I used to joke with Dr. V, I was like, baby, she ain't got no problem spending money. Okay. She got no problem. I got a track record. She got no problem spending money. But what if the stipulation was to spend the money for growth? Could you do it? Could you create a template, a timeline, a map, a blueprint of where you would invest the money, what you would spend the money on for growth? Oh, I'd put $15,000 towards a coach. Oh, I would take 5,000 and I would buy, boatloads of my books and I would just give them out to people for free. Could you envision it? Could you envision it? Maybe we have not because we haven't envisioned it. We haven't dreamed it. We're too scared to really put the visuals on it. Yo, you're talking about you want a husband. Do you even know what you like? I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just pulling an example. Do you even know what you like? Right? Is he tall? Oh, I just want him to have a heart of God, a heart for God. Mm-hmm. 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 Mine's too, but he gotta have I got this avatar, right? I got this avatar with height, with build, with personality, with this, that. Like you gotta know these things. Not to say that if the total opposite comes, you will be like, that's not it. No, no, no. But it's about being bold enough to say what it is that you want. So I am a firm believer. I love my nighttime dreams. My nighttime dreams, I seek God. I say, okay, God, what does this mean? What are you showing me? I press into God for the revelation. Mm. But what about the daytime dream? Now I'm asking myself that. I'm not asking you guys that. I'm asking myself. I'm like, okay, Shaniqua, when you have the daytime dreams, right? When you're awake and you're dreaming, have you ever stopped to seek God for the revelation of the daytime dream? So the dream that you are in full control over, have you stopped and sought God for revelation upon that? And truth be told, my answer is no. I do not believe I have ever sought God for revelation for my daytime dreams. Now we know that dreams come from the Lord, right? And so we should, right? And I'm talking again, I'm not talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself. It should be a part of my daily practice as I would seek God for my nighttime dreams, the revelations. What does this mean? Why did you show me this? What does this mean? What's the semblance behind this? What do you need me to do? How do you need me to do it? What should I pray for? Who should I pray for? Like all of these things. The same is true for the daytime ones. When you have put all inhibitions aside and it's just you and you, right? It's just you and you. I had a friend laughing one time. I was like, yeah, it be just me and me. Me and me be hanging out on planes. We go to different states. We go to different countries. Like it be me and me. Me and me on a great adventure. But where do the daytime dreams come from? It's coming from someplace, right? And God can reveal even from the daytime, right? A lot of times, like we'll see something and you'll think it's like a coincidence or right like for like a lot of believers be like, oh, that's confirmation, right? So today I'm talking about dreams, and then you'll turn off this live and you'll be scrolling on social media, and then boom, all of a sudden you'll see something about dreams. Or you'll go sit down with your colleague, and all of a sudden you and your colleague will start engaging in a conversation of dreams, and you're like, oh my God, I just was watching Shaniqua's live and she was just talking about dreams and da 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 da, and you'll think it's like a confirmation for what it is that you should be doing, or what have you. Have we ever stopped to ask God, why did that repeat itself? We're always so willing to take something in as a sign, right? So why not seek God and say, well, why did I see that? Why did I have a dream about X, Y, and Z? And then all of a sudden in my waking life, I saw it. So in our day-to-day walks with everything that takes place, we should be asking God for the revelation. What does this mean? I know what they said, but what does this mean? It's the writing on the wall. It's the behind the scenes. Like, okay, I know, you know, I know they gave me a pink slip on the job, but what does this mean? Right? To seek God for the, like, you know what a pink slip is. Like, that means you can't come to work tomorrow. That's what that means. However, asking God, but what does it mean? So, what I'm saying, or what the Lord is having me say on this morning, instead of us taking things as face value, oh, they're serving corn today at the cafeteria. Well, why are they serving corn today at the cafeteria? Why do they have hamburgers and corn and french fries today? Why of all days? Why is that on the now? I'm not saying go that deep, but this is the way we should question. This is the way we should seek revelation upon everything. If your pastor says something on Sunday, gives a powerful sermon on Sunday, go home, sit with the Lord. Okay, why did you have me there? Why did you allow me to hear that segment on that particular day? What was the deal with that? What do I need to take away from this? I know the pastor says I should do this, I should turn to my neighbor, I should say this, I should do this, I should do that. What do you want me to do? And that's not questioning your leaders. It's just getting the behind the scenes interpretation. And I believe when we question, when we are inquisitive, and I know some people don't like, you don't question God. No, you can. You can. If you don't want to, do you, boo boo. But the way I roll with my father, that is how I learn. That is how I get the deeper level of understanding. And that was actually one of my prayers this morning. My prayers was for a deeper level of understanding. And what he's displaying out to me this morning is that the only way you're going to get a deeper level of understanding, right? We want the wisdom, we want the understanding, we want the fruits of the spirit, all of those la's spelled out. But if you want a deeper level of understanding, then you're going to have to question. You're going to have to be bold enough to dream bigger, dream out loud, dream bolder, and then seek God for the revelation. Why is it that I want this so much? Why is it that I desire this position so much? Once upon a time, I used to desire, it was like my coveted 6 figures. I wanted to make 6 figures, 6 figures, 6 figures, 6 figures. Why? Why is that the end goal? Why is that what I desire the most? And the Lord, when I started asking those questions, that's how it was revealed. Because otherwise it was just a number. It was just another number, pretty round. I had a little magnet up on my refrigerator. It was a nice goal. I had never reached that. And in fact, where I was, I wasn't far from it, but I was far enough from it where it took a level of faith. It took a level of boldness to believe that I was going to get there. Some people don't even have that vision. One time I saw on social media, somebody wanted to make yearly their age. So every year they got older, that's how much they wanted to gross per year. So you mean to tell me you got to be 100 years old in order to make $100,000? I don't know about you all, but I ain't gonna be working at nobody's 100. That's crazy. I ain't gonna be doing business at nobody's 100. I'm gonna be chilling out. I'm gonna be on Aruba at at 100. Like leave me. But people say certain things because their vision is limited. They don't know to dream bigger. Nobody ever encouraged them to say you can be whatever you want to be. So if you want to be a firefighting nurse astronaut, then you can be a firefighting nurse astronaut. Like, do you, boo boo? But if people tell you and they convince you in life one thing, one thing, one thing, no, you got to focus on the one thing. No, you can't have that. That's already taken. Pick something else. When you have people telling you these things, yeah, you you start to dream smaller. You start to keep your dreams to yourself. But what God is saying, He was like, just like you would seek me and hound me, because I be hounding him. Yes, I do. I'm about to hound him again. Get ready, Lord. I'm about to hound you some more. Just like I would hound him for the revelation of the dreams he shows me at night, I'm also going to seek him for the revelation for the dreams that I dream. So the dreams that he gives me at night and the dreams that I dream. Why is it I want that? Why is that the goal? Why is six figures? Why was six figures the goal? And when I started questioning that, that's what he told me. He showed me. He was like, it's because of this, 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 this. And I was like, wow, wow. Now, six figures still the goal? No, it's not. Not because I don't want to make that much, right? No. It's because there's a bigger goal. There's a bigger goal. I know people that they've grossed 100K in a day, easy. Talk to some of these people. There are people in business that make 100K a day. So you 40 years old, you talking about you want to make $40,000 a year, baby. There's some people that make that in an hour. And it's not until you get in these spaces, these places, you'll never know what's possible. And that's why I say it takes courage to be bold, to want something that is outlandish. Oh, I want world peace. You're like, really? Really? In this world or a whole nother world? Like what, where you want? You want peace in Mars? Like, because this is crazy over here. But if your dreams make sense, if your dreams are clear, if they're small and compact, easy to obtain, you have to ask yourself, did I create this from a limited belief system? Or can you dream a dream that don't make no sense? Right? If your dream, you can see in your head how by your hands, by your skill set, by your design, that how you can get it, right? Six figures is not that far away that you couldn't get it with your skill sets and how you can do this. If you need to go back to school, you can shift careers, like, so there are things that you can do. If you're not satisfied with the amount of money that you made, there are things within your scope that you can do. But if you're bold enough, if you're courageous enough, I challenge you to dream dreams that you ain't got a clue. You got the gift for gab, but baby, you don't gab that much that can get that. You've got a slew of skill sets, but near one of them can do this. To dream something so bold, so big, that you would say only God can do this. I don't know about you all, but that's kind of scary, especially for us, um, people with control tendencies. We like to control, we like to dictate. We're the first to volunteer because we like to be the one, maneuvering and doing all of this, coordinating and all of that stuff. And that's a scary thing, to be like, I got nothing. I got nothing. I can't. I don't even know how to do this. Hey, Bernadette, I got nothing on it. Like I can't do this on my own. There's no partnership. There is no yeah, I got nothing. But I'm still gonna put it out to God. Still gonna put it out there. I'm still gonna create the vision. Right? Many people, when they go to the vision board parties, right? On the vision board parties, they put things on the paper, right? On the, construction paper, the oak tag, whatever, poster boards. They put things that they can achieve. One year, because you're cutting, if you go to the actual ones, now I'm not talking about those virtual ones, I'm talking about the actual ones where you go, and they got all of the magazines, they got all of the colored pencils and markers and everything, the glitter, the streamers, the confetti. I mean, hey, you're gonna write the vision, we're gonna make it glitter, we're gonna make it sparkle, right? Because we're telling ourselves that this will come true if we make it sparkle. And I remember one year, like there was a bunch of newspapers and magazines and everything, and I clipped out some abs. Yeah, I clipped out some abs. They might have belonged to Tiana Taylor. They might have. I ain't confirming nor denying, but they might have belonged to Tiana Taylor, right? Abs. Yeah, so now you know what I'm talking about, right? Abs. And I put it up on my vision board. Now, truth be told, okay? Truth be told, I could have abs like Tiana. Like, stop playing. We all could have abs like Tiana. Like, stop playing. But we're not willing to do what it takes to get the abs like Tiana. Now, it's not to say that she had to do that in order to get it. She just could have really good DNA, right? Structure. Everybody's built differently. And for some of us others, we might have to work a little bit harder. We'd have to say no to certain things, but we're not willing to say no to certain things in order to get the abs. But we put these things on these vision board, and they're not really what we want. They're just like a wish list. They're like, it would be nice. It would be nice. I'll throw this up here. It would be nice. But the vision really should be what you really want to happen. And you just might need God's intervention. Because you like, I ain't got the willpower. Anytime somebody say, we got free pizza, where I used to work, baby, every Friday, right? Today would be the day. Every Friday, it would be bagels and donuts. Free food. What? Who turns down free food? And when I first started working there, I would turn and say, no, thank you. Can't do the carbs. No, thank you. But then after a couple of weeks in, I was like, okay, let me take a half. So I was going in there and I was cutting the bagel in half, I was cutting the donut in half. I'll just take half. By the time, we were winding down in there, baby, I was getting bagel and donuts. Like, give it to me, everything. I deserve this. So many of us don't have the will to get abs. And that's when we need divine intervention. So I'm not saying make a wish list. What I'm saying is, what do you really want? And then my challenge to you is, go back to God and say, God, well, why is it that I really, really want this? Is it because I just want to run around and wear half shirts and, just be cute? And yes, that was the reason why I wanted abs like Tiana. But guess what? She don't even care now. She don't even care. If she want to have her stomach out, she want to wear a little half shirt, she does and has, right? And did what? So I got to stop living life because I don't have like the perfect body? No, no. The deep desire really wasn't the abs. The deep desire was to wear the little crop top shirts because I think the little crop top shirt is cute. And that was my desire. But most people wait till they have the abs and then they never satisfy the desire. Then they put it off. They say, oh, this will never happen. So that's done. But if you seek God as to the why, because when I sought God as to the why, I wanted to make the six figures. I made the six figures. Easy. I made it easy. Let me put it in this terminology. Search the intent. What's the intent? Why do you want that job? Why is that job your dream job? Is it because someone told you you couldn't have it? Is it because somebody told you you weren't qualified to get it? Why do you want that? Why is that your dream car? What's the revelation? What's the intention behind it? And once that gets revealed, now you're a step closer to the manifestation. But if you can't see it, if you can't believe it, you're limited. And it's not because of what you can do, it's because of your connection and what God is doing through you. But sometimes we miss it. Sometimes we're a little bit limited. So I'm going to leave you all, but I'm going to say to you this. That dream you've been dreaming, dare to go bigger. Dare to go bigger. And then ask God, why? Why is that my dream? So when you give me the control, when you give me the reins, why do I dream this? What is it about this? Help me to hone in, help me to deep dive into my why of this. Because that just might be the secret to unlocking it. So that's it for me. You all go forward. Have a beautiful and blessed Friday. Have an amazing weekend. Stay safe, stay hydrated. And I will see you all. Will I see you all Monday? I think so. There is one day I won't be. No, is it Monday? What day is? Let me see. Yeah, I think I'll see you all Monday. But I think it's Tuesday that I won't see you guys. I'll see you on Monday, but I won't see you all next Tuesday, because I have a very, very early case that I have to see. But until then, have an enjoyable weekend, and I will see you all Monday, God willing. Take care, everybody. Be blessed.